This is a Headgum podcast.
Lil Rel.
We can discuss, give me your truths, it never fails.
Yo, welcome back to another episode of Keepin It Rel with
Young Wayne.
That's right.
We are here.
I mean, it's not really a guess. It's just April. But
Wait.
not like because April here all the time.
Yeah,
That's real.
Yeah.
This is like the first real time I've been on camera, though. So people hear my voice, but they don't see my face.
All right, y'all. There's April. That's who is the voice behind the camera, but now she in front of it. There she
Yes.
is.
It's one of our producers.
Yes.
She's cool. She's April. But this is the thing about April's a single lady.
Okay.
And she used the dating apps. This is what this episode is about. Yeah. Okay. Really is the question, do these apps actually work? Do people really meet people on these apps? And I'm happily not single no more. I'm out the game. And I didn't meet her on the app. But I have dated a lot of, I'm going to stand that sound crazy.
No, it's okay to say a lot.
I guess. A lot of women on different apps. I've done Bumble. It's a black app. I did a soul
swipe.
Soul swipe. I guess all of them.
Have you done Tinder?
Tinder? Yep. I had to get off Tinder.
What?
Everything was happening way too fast with Tinder.
Wait, they had you moving too fast?
Dude, it'll be like, lady, I just met you.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this, man. It was like I had to get off there. It was like too fast, especially when they realized it was me.
Oh, yeah.
And so it was just like,
Wait, you use your real picture?
yeah.
I mean, uses headshots from the movies.
Why would I not do that?
I don't know.
I think with Tinder, it's more about like hookups.
Tinder is nasty.
Really?
Tinder is it's like it's I hate to say that. I don't know. Well, I don't care. It's really like they should call it hoe shit.
What? The app should be called what?
Hoe shit.
Oh my God.
I can see
That's
that.
what it is.
Is that what all people do? You've been on Tinder?
Yeah, I have been on Tinder. I haven't used Tinder in a very, very long time. But I know that people on Tinder are looking to hook up.
And when you went on there, you knew that, so you were looking.
No. I first got on Tinder like in the very early days of Tinder, like 2013 maybe, 2014.
Okay.
I had used Tinder. I was like, oh, like what's this? And then the guy showed up and he just didn't look like what I expected. Oh. And yeah, so I was
So is that a deal breaker if somebody doesn't look like sometimes look? I mean, I get it when it's like a total catfish.
I'm about to say.
But I mean, when they don't look exactly like that.
I don't even want to say what this is because I know somebody's gonna crucify me for this.
That's okay.
But I'm 5'3", and I had on like an elevated shoe that day, and he showed up, and I was taller than him. And I was like, oh no. I was like, if this is what the apps are giving, I'm not interested. And so I stayed off the apps for a while because I was like, what the hell?
Did he have his height in there?
No, and I don't even think this was like a time where people were really like caring about that. I think that's like what started people putting their height in it. Because again, this was like 8-9 years ago. So I think that's kind of like what kicked it off. People were starting to meet people online. They're like, oh no, how tall are you? Because I was definitely that girl where I was like, oh no, I just.
So you're short shaming.
That's not short shaming, Wayne.
I don't want to be taller then.
If she's already you 5'3", I get it. Like
I'm just saying. Some
I get
5'3"
it.
people might date a 5'1" guy.
And they might, and good
you
for
want to
him.
know that though. You don't want to like walk in and like because you're right about that. I think now the apps now are so much more descriptive about everything: your job, your location, your height. Even when people say what they're not interested in, look, if you think this is just a hookup, you might as well not talk to me. Like it's just that. But I also have a homeboy. I can't say his name.
Can't say his name. Don't say his name.
I won't. But I mean, he was really honest on that. He'll be like, "Hey, I'm in the city. What's up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in your city. What's up?"
That's it.
Yeah.
I mean,
And it worked. Like the majority of the time, he linked up.
You know, some of the apps, they have like travel mode. I think Hinge or Bumble, one of them has like travel mode where you can say, you know, I'm just traveling in this city and I'm looking to meet people. Yeah.
No, Bumble has it. Which Bumble to me is pretty good. I always like Bumble. I have some good links on Bumble.
really, when you say links,
Not links.
Dates and, stuff like that. Went on a couple dates, couple booze,
Okay.
couple Bumble boos.
Bumble Booze.
Bumble Booze is
They
different.
should trademark that.
No, he should trademark
Or, well, yeah, but like give them like a
Bumble
cut.
Booze.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bumble
Bumble's
Booze.
really good.
I guess I have some bumblebees. But April, what you on now? What's the one you doing now? Hinge, right?
Yeah, I mainly use Hinge because dating in LA specifically has been a different experience than anywhere else that I've lived. And I feel like the men here are a little bit more full of themselves, shall we say. And so with Bumble, the woman approaches first, right? You send the message first. That's how Bumble works.
Oh, wow.
And so I just was like, yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. Even on Hinge, I don't swipe right on anybody. I just see who likes my profile and then I'll accept it or not. Because I just, yeah.
What type of guys like? So when you own these apps, what's your expectation? Like, what are you looking to meet?
That's a good question. You know what? And I never was an app person. I just started getting back on apps because of the pandemic. So everything was shut down. So I'm not out and I'm not meeting people. So it's like, okay, well maybe like, let's see what's on here. Not much.
Dang.
But like when I get on there, I just want to see somebody that looks attractive and at least has something that's not problematic on their profile. Somebody that's very open-minded and tolerant, which is a little hard to find, I think, within the Black community. Like I don't want somebody, like if somebody is weird about, like if they're homophobic, right? If I sense any of that, or like if their page says conservative, I'd be like, if it says moderate. Actually, and that's another thing that I need, I'm kind of curious about, and I want to ask more people when they have moderate on their page for their like political position. Like, what does that mean?
What does that mean? What does the word moderate means?
Because to me, and I know that's what it's supposed to mean, but I feel like a moderate person is really just a closeted conservative. Like I don't know, like you want Black people to have rights, but you don't like gay folks or something. Like I feel like you probably say like
they just casually say that, like, oh man, Black people, yes, but gay people, fuck them.
Yeah, like you probably use the F slur. You probably use the F slur.
I'm a moderate. Like that's. It's interesting because the apps also to make you superficial. Like I feel bad like when I see certain outfits when I was single, and I'll be like, ooh. I'd be like, nope.
Yeah,
just how they dress.
Just like because it makes you be very superficial.
Yeah.
It really does. Like because there's nothing about like the only thing that wasn't superficial was when I did the Talkify. The dating service.
They had anything to do with
we never saw each other until we. Remember, I did it.
So I didn't know what it was called though.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
So I didn't know that's what you're so talking about. You can't see the person. What do you see?
They have dating experts who know everything about both of us. You tell them what you like, what you're looking for. They look within their client list. They find it. They have you meet somewhere to make sure everybody's safe, everybody who they is, and then like. And it was dope. And I actually really, when I did that, I only did it once, but I was almost in a relationship with her.
They sought you out too, right?
It was like, no, I was in the database. Like I had one day, because it was an Instagram ad one day, and I was like, what is this?
Oh.
And I didn't even finish doing anything. I didn't even get them the money. I was like, I'm good, I don't need this. Yeah. But I already put my name in there, so I was already in there. So they did contact me. It's like, we have a client maybe. And then you do an interview. And so the dating expert call you, you do a Zoom interview, you talk.
Wow.
And I almost had a whole girlfriend from that.
It's almost like a TV show. You just
it was really interesting. But then that's how you know also they can ask you all the questions you want. Once you really be with that person, then now you're like, all right, let's really talk. I know this is what they said, but what are you really with that? Because I'm a dude that love I love praying and things like that. Somebody might tell somebody that, but then you find out they ain't really their thing for real. So it's just interesting. I was like, oh.
Was that one of the issues?
Yeah.
They weren't a prayer?
It was just, we just wasn't, I always like to feel covered. And I need to know whoever I'm with when I'm not around, they're doing that for me. And that just wasn't her thing. She was honest about it, things she went through in the church. And I'm like, damn, that's what's missing. And we had a really honest conversation. And then, because my therapist was giving me hell about this because I would not make the call. She's like, you still ain't called. I mean, one day she did like this, come on, Rel.
Right.
Rel, you're better than that. What are you scared of? I'm like, I don't want to hurt her.
But everything else checked out?
Yeah, she was dope.
So, like, the things that the Talkify people said about her.
Yeah, it was all that. Successful, smart, funny. And the interesting thing about her is she was in a relationship with a woman for like years. And so I was like I might have fucked all that shit up again. Like,
Oh, no.
I mean, that's not funny, you know what I mean? But, she really dumb.
Well, you really didn't mess up anything. She was missing something that you thought was important.
Yeah, and I'm glad we had that conversation, though. It was tough
Yeah.
because she really wanted to be with me. She really cared about me. And I was like, damn, man, this ain't it, though.
But you couldn't get there.
I couldn't get there.
Yeah.
I didn't want to force it. I'm like past that force shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like you said, LA is a tough. Like meeting Daniela in LA is honestly, I'm shocked. But she from Mississippi. She ain't been here long. It makes fucking sense.
How long has she been there?
Just a couple years.
Oh, wow.
That's also like a key. Like you have to get somebody that's like a year in
They
or
ain't
less.
tainted yet.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not tainted.
Have y'all ever been out with people from the apps and then seen them again in person?
Oh my God.
Shit,
yes.
all the
I
time.
just recently, okay. This is the story that I was telling you guys about that I was like, I'll wait and talk about it.
Well, here we are.
I know. Okay. So a couple weeks ago, I went to this event and there's a line to get in. I'm walking to go to the back of the line, me and my homegirl, and this guy walks by and I was like, yo, I'm like, that's the dude. She's like, what dude? I'm like, the scat play dude.
Wait, the what?
He was into scat play.
Scat
I met this dude. So I met this dude on
What is
Hinge.
scat play?
Yeah, I'm waiting to find out.
Yes. You don't know what scat play
What is a
is?
scat play?
So you need to listen to more sex podcasts. Shout out Horrible Decisions. Look,
Okay.
No,
so,
so explain what scat play is.
Yeah,
first.
please.
so for those of you that don't know what scat play is, that is someone that is aroused by fecal matter.
Shit.
Oh.
Yes, by shit. Yes.
wait,
So,
wait.
and so there's a range to it. Some people just like to watch people shit. Some people like to be shit on.
Wait, huh?
Some people like to shit on others. Some people go as far as to eat it.
Yeah, figuratively, not literally.
No, like literally, like two girls, one cup. You remember?
yeah, I actually saw that one time and I was most
Yes, like that's like a real thing. So this dude, I had connected with him on Hinge. Like we're talking, we're having good conversation, right? And then like one day, I'm just like, I wonder if he got Twitter. So I like go on Twitter and I search because we had already been friends on Instagram, right? So I search his handle
His name's Shit
on
Lover.
Twitter.
01.
Because I'm like, let me go see, let me just see if he has a Twitter. And so when I do, I don't see his handle pop up. But the way that Twitter works is that if you ever, like, even if you change your handle, anybody that's ever tweeted that account, it still will, like, those tweets will still pop up. So it won't go to that handle, like that new name or whatever, but it'll go to that account, if that makes sense. So I'm like, looking at all these tweets, I'm like, the fuck is this shit? Literally. and so I'm like, oh my God. I was like, this can't be it. Because it was a shout out page. It wasn't just like some random tweets about, it was like, no, like he's got followers on this page that specifically go here to look at scat play content. Like it was a thing. So I'm like, nah. Cause like, and then his handle was like kind of generic. So I'm thinking like, maybe somebody else got this handle. Like maybe this. So I'm like, let me just search like the handle and then like his first name to see if anybody was like, yo, follow my boy Wayne at da-da-da-da-da, right? Mm-hmm. Or, because sometimes like your friends will say like your actual name in a tweet with your handle. Sure enough, like 2 tweets popped up. I was like, oh my God.
Wow.
So I'm like, yo. So then I was talking about it on my Instagram story. I was like, y'all, because I hadn't heard from him in a couple days either. And I was like, I don't know. Maybe he sensed that I wasn't really like into that.
You wasn't with it.
He like just
You wasn't with the
like
shits.
bowed out. Yeah, I wasn't with the shits. Maybe he bowed out gracefully or something. And so I'm talking about it on my story. He watches my story as I'm talking about how like I find out like this person's in a scat play. He's also had like a foot fetish too.
So he saw, did he message you?
He responded to my story and was like, yo, he's like, that's all the stuff I'm into. He's like, I definitely want to see you shit. I was like,
Oh, he did not say that. He didn't say that.
I swear to
don't want
God.
to see him say it.
I was like, wait. He was like, because he was like, I don't know who you talking about. He's like, but this is all the stuff I'm into. I'm like, what makes you think that I'm not talking about you?
April, you know what's crazy? You only told me the beginning of that story. I didn't know this nigga messaged you.
Yes.
and said, "Oh, I really want to see you shit."
Yeah, he told me he wanted- He told me he wanted to see me shit. And so
Did he think everybody doing that shit or something?
I don't know. And you know what was crazy? When I saw him at this event a couple weeks ago, he was with a girl, and I couldn't help but think, like, I wonder if she be shitting on him. Like, what they be doing? Like,
Oh, she definitely is.
Did you speak to him?
nah, I didn't, because he ended up being, you know what? And so this goes back to the things that I was saying about like the profiles. It turned out like, so we ended up getting on the phone right after this. We had a very in-depth conversation about like where his fetishes and stuff came from. Cause like, I'm not gonna like kink shame anybody. Like if that's your thing, you know, I'm not gonna yuck nobody's yum, whatever. Like I'm not trying to shit on you, but you know, okay. And so, damn, lost my train of thought. My bad, y'all.
Yeah, I've been lost mine, so
But no, so
it's okay.
I mean, I ain't kink shaming. I guess, but
Yeah.
maybe I am. That shitting on people, y'all.
yeah, but so
How do you get off on that?
well, so this was the thing. So we had this conversation, and he had told me the thing was whenever he was in high school, it started when he was in high school, that the girl that he was dating at the time, he was still a virgin. And she was very comfortable going to the bathroom at his house, like, or if he was at her house or whatever, like, she was very comfortable
In high
with, like,
school?
pooping around him. Yeah, like 14, 15 years old.
Okay.
And, you know, for like, in his young mind, it's like, oh, girls don't poop, they don't fart, they don't do these types of things. So it was like a turn on for him that she felt like that comfortable, and it was kind of like tabooish. And then it just like kind of like grew from there, where like he started like coming into the bathroom with her, and like then he wanted to like actually see it. Like it just kind of
So it
grew and
sounds like
developed. So it was like a more like a mental thing. So it's not the
But
actual
but
shit.
That don't even make sense. Like that's that's the backstory.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah, she took a shit, and I was like, damn,
That's hot.
that's hot.
yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta watch who your kids
that's how
around.
he got into
Is
it.
it because he saw her shit? I don't get it, man.
Yeah, and see, a lot of people don't, but we did. We had a really good like conversation. But the thing with him though was he ended up being transphobic, and I was like,
So that was your turn off.
I know, right? I know.
Oh, that was it.
That threw me off.
So this kinky shitting loving dude is transphobic,
I was like, how
but
you
he's
gonna
okay with people shit. If anybody shouldn't judge anybody, I'm being honest. I don't care if you're a racist white person. Whatever. If you get shitted on and turned on by that, you should love everybody. You should
Yeah.
love every human being because you love shit so much.
And he still follow you, right?
So you only take
I
certain
blocked him.
shit. Like, yeah, you ain't shitting on me if you. That's crazy.
But yeah, like that ended up being the thing where I was like, oh no, because I was like, well, like maybe I could at least like be cool with him. You know what I mean? Like, because that's your business, right? You know, I'm just open minded in that way. But then we got to talking, and you know, because we were talking about different like sexual things, and he had said something about like women, real women, something to that like effect, and I was like, what? I was like, what do you mean?
Real women. Okay.
And then like
He went up-
it started like stuff started to come
Well,
out, and I was like, how you?
He admitted to shit and he had to tell you everything about who he is. This dude is fucking insane. He was black.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about him anymore. I want to move on from him. I don't even know how we got to that, but what want to?
Well, it was a part
Well,
of
you
what
said, had I seen anybody?
Yeah.
So
from
let's
the
hear
app.
your
So-
story.
so I
Thank you
saw
for
him.
him.
We gotta hit no story. Why that was a good ass story.
I know
Like,
it's
so
good, but we got time. We
How
don't want
about
to
you,
keep.
nigga?
We
You
don't.
keep
I never
telling
been. I
everybody
never
else.
been on no dating app, so we're not telling me.
What you ain't?
But-
You ain't never been on no dating app.
No, never. Instagram
Why
and
not?
Twitter was dating apps, I guess, but not a real dating app.
You've
No,
never been on no apps.
never in life.
Why
No.
not?
Why?
All right, the temperatures aren't the only thing rising this summer. That's right. This episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. Guys, confidence can take you far in life. It can also help in a bedroom, especially when it comes to stepping up to the plate. That's where Blue Chew comes in. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable tablets and at a fraction of the cost. You can take them anytime, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever the opportunity arises, because it's going to come. Hey, the process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of the licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you receive a prescription within days. The best part, it's all done online. So no visits to the doctor office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in that line at the pharmacy. Hey, some weird people in the pharmacy, man. Blue Chew's tablets are made in the USA and prepared shipped direct to your door in a discreet package. Like it could be under the mat with the little hump. You get it? The hump. Okay, never mind. All right, whatever. Hey, it's time to get off the couch and go back to work. If your tool needs an upgrade, head to Blue Chew. You see what I did there? Get off the couch, head to work with the tool. Okay. BlueChew.com, though. They'll get you right. So, if you can benefit from extra confidence when it's time to perform, Blue Chew can help. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use the promo code REL at checkout. I'm talking about free, y'all. Just pay $5 in shipping. That's BlueChew.com, promo code REL, R-E-L, to receive your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast, Keeping It Rel with Young Wayne.
I meet people out. I don't like when I'm out, I'm hosting or doing events.
Yeah.
I meet people that way or through schools and things like where I went to school at. I still know people from there. I mean, I just never thought about getting on a dating app.
Never DM'd a chick or nothing like that?
I never really try to holler through a DM. No, I don't do that.
How do you holler at people, Wayne? What's your approach?
Yeah.
I mean, you meet people by being yourself. I just never had an issue with that. I meet a lot of people, so I don't really seek
a lot of people.
No, I'm sure y'all do, but I don't seek out for people. I don't just never do that. I've always met
You're
everyone
a loner,
through
though,
school
so
or
that
through like
makes
a family
sense.
member or something
You
like
gotta
that.
be a loner. Like,
Yeah, I am a loner for sure.
Yeah.
you was living in a room a lot by yourself, like when you was a kid.
Yeah, I was the oldest for about 6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all. So, yeah, I wanted to ask you about, have you seen anybody that
I've seen
went on
plenty
dating app?
Yeah, I
And what was
shot
the
my
weirdest-
shot, and I met a lot of women on these. I do both in person and the apps.
Yeah.
The apps are more interesting because it helps the conversation process better.
Okay.
Meeting in person it's not like so either you're in a loud place or whatever. It's just the apps you at least have more conversation by messaging each other.
It's a lot of distractions, like you say, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Have you had any strange experiences outside of like the Tinder stuff?
Yes, a lot of them. I mean, so this is how old I am. Before the apps, they had the party line. Really was the apps. back
I've
then.
been on the party line before I was a kid. I couldn't do nothing for real.
That shit was wild, man. Like I was 18 and 19 was the wildest few years. And this is when I was still a virgin. I lost my virginity
Off
to
the
this
party
girl
line?
I met off the party line.
Chicago Roach or Chicago Raven?
The party line, yeah, sure.
But it was never bad.
You have her. And the thing about it is she lied about how she looked and everything, but I was already over there. It's a wild story that I think. I lost my virginity while watching, this is a true story, the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
What?
Huh?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Like in the background.
Yeah. It's yeah, this dude it was wild. It was a weird experience.
Were you just trying to get it over with?
No, this is my first time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the experience of the first time where you just
I
trying
didn't
to
even
get
know
it
we
out
was
the
gonna
way.
do it. I showed up we both thought we liked the movie, so you want to watch Rocky Horror Picture Show. I was like, yeah, sure. And next thing you know, I told her, like, you don't even look like, I got some crazy stories. Like, now that I think about it, I can't believe I'm talking about this, but Jesus, real.
That's what we here for, man.
Yeah, but I was
Keeping it
young.
real.
I
Exactly.
lost my virginity to a girl I met at the party lot. Now,
That's insane, actually.
one time I met this girl who extremely lied, and I was fucking pissed. I remember she showed up at the house. I don't know why I gave her my address.
Wow.
I said, yeah, who the fuck are you? Brenda. No, you ain't. You are nothing like you described. And that's the thing. The party was the phone.
Yeah,
so
phones all on the phone.
It had to be there. Always be like, I don't collect it.
You ever had a party line? Never been on that?
No.
It's literally
I'm
like
definitely too
Movie
young.
Friday. That's exactly
Yeah.
like that. That's what the party line is.
It was like, guys looking for girls, press 1. Girls
Yeah, I
looking
mean,
for
I know what
guys,
it
press
is,
2.
but I mean,
You'll
I'm
get a
way
few
too young to
guys
have
in
ever
it.
gotten on it.
Like, but it was that party line was wild. Like,
Yeah.
let me tell you, my dating shit was crazy. The party line, one time, now this is gonna sound even crazy. So it used to be a cool, like a late night radio show. They used to play like slow jams and shit. I used to listen to all the time. And I called in one day to talk about, I used to have a crush on one of my good friends. She had a guy, and I told the story on the radio. Right, this is probably the first time I ever had a taste of fame. Next thing you know, it is women calling the station trying to meet me. Now I'm 20.
Oh Lord.
You know what I mean? So like, one time, oh God, I can't believe I'm telling you this. I went out with this lady. She was like a lady. I was 20 and she was like 35. And I met her and she had like 4 kids. It was kind of crazy. But she mentioned all four. She said she had kids, but I guess I didn't ask for the number. Because even the radio guy ended up hooking me up with, like, it was crazy. And then I met a girl I fell in love with, but she was pregnant.
Huh? She was pregnant when you fell in love with her?
She was already pregnant.
Okay.
She was like 5 months, but she was fine, wore glasses.
Okay.
I mean, my mom was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you know, my mom was like, hey, okay, let me get this straight. She's pregnant, and it's your girlfriend. Yep. And that's because she looks cute in glasses. So the pregnancy part ain't fucking with you. That's not your kid. Nope, mama.
How long did this last?
Like a year. She
Wait,
was
you
dope.
dated the pregnant girl
you
for a
dated-
year?
Mm-hmm.
Like, were you there at the birth and all that?
Yep.
I commend you for stepping in,
Yeah, that was crazy, though.
standing in the gap.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not doing that again.
Oh,
Look at that, black man.
He said he was
They
there for
was
the birth.
standing in the gap.
I got some crazy stories that I think about. And it's like, imagine doing that before the apps. It was just the phone, so then the app stuff became easier for me. You know what I mean? But I did like, that year between 19 and, my 19 and 20, before I turned 21 was fucking insane. That's also where like, I thought, I had like looked in the air, I was looking for a job. This had to be a code. But I thought it was like a traveling job. I told my mom and dad, like, oh, it's a traveling job. They selling magazines. So I meet them and they pick us up in a van. It's true story.
In a van?
Yeah, this is why I started doing comedy for real.
Okay.
Because of this shit. So I joined, but then when I got there, it wasn't nothing like I read about it. It was like weird, right? It was like we stayed at these different hotels. We really wasn't selling magazines. I think we were scamming college kids, but I didn't know at first. They paid us in cash every day.
Oh, wow.
They had us share rooms. I remember this dude. It was like, I felt like jail. I thought everybody was cool. The motherfucker like, you sleep on the floor. I'm like, what? What the fuck you talking about? I thought there's 2 beds in here. Yeah, one for me and one for him. And some other random nigga. And I'm like, I can't get the other bed. I worked. Sleep on the floor. They threw a pillow at me. I'm like, oh shit, I was so scared. And I didn't have any money. So I had to make money to just get back home. Right? I was so fucking scared. I was like, did I join a fucking cult and don't fucking know it? And that's right before I started doing stand-up full time.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was time.
I got back home, I had to get my own bus ticket. My mom was like, what happened to the money you supposed to make? I was like, no, I'm glad to be back. Please give me a hug, please.
For real? What the
Like,
hell?
what the fuck is this shit a part of? Yeah, it's crazy.
You never seen those people again.
Nigga, no, you know what's funny? I did actually.
Oh.
And weirdly enough, it was while I was headlining at a college. And they still doing that shit. And I remember the lady like, oh, we so proud of you. And I'm like, get the fuck away. Like, y'all scared the shit out of me. And I wish I could remember what that was so I can tell the authorities. 'Cause that shit is...
They really kidnapped you the whole time.
It was insane.
That's...
I don't even know why I did that shit.
You're
I'm
traveling
such an open... That's why... I can tell that's why I'm successful. Cause I'm so open to like just whatever that shit is. But it was like, dude, that shit was wild, yo. We was in this van, man. They would just drop us off. And at one point I felt bad because I'm like, man, because I was cool. I was selling the shit out these magazines because I was just being cool. I would just hang out in the dorms and shit. And I'm like, damn, man, we like taking these. Are we really gonna give them magazines? And when I figured out we really wasn't, because I'm like, where the fuck are y'all getting these magazines from?
You were telling they were supposed to be subscribing to the magazine.
Yeah, and we get their credit card info and all that shit.
They were the real scammers. They were the first scammers.
I didn't even know that was happening for real. It took weeks for me to figure it out. Like, oh shit, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Wow, real. What the hell?
Oh man.
We had McDonald's and shit.
They paid for it at least?
They feed it. If it was, bruh, I'm telling you, sometimes I've deleted it out my head a little bit because I'm like, I don't ever want to think about this experience again. I almost got, like, it was so stupid. I think I even downplayed it to my parents, like, when I came back, because I didn't want them to realize how in danger I put my fucking self in. Damn, now that I think about it, God damn, Rel. I could probably write a movie about this sick shit. It was fucking insane.
Probably
But
a
this
really
is
good
like,
movie.
yeah.
It took me like 5-6 months to get back.
Oh my God.
Real, what? I mean, I thought you meant one time and you was like, I gotta go.
Yeah, I thought it was like a few
5 or 6
weeks.
Where were you at?
We just driving around Indiana, man, in Wisconsin.
Indiana. I'm glad you're here today, man. That don't sound good.
We stayed at the worst motels. Like, It was like prostitutes there.
Did you call? So you couldn't even talk to your people because you didn't have a phone.
This is like early 2000s where like I think internet scams were definitely like becoming very prominent.
99, 2000.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Because you could get away with stuff like that. Yeah.
Damn, real?
Yeah, man.
Because people didn't really know how the internet worked. So like they were probably selling them online or something.
I don't remember the lady name. I think we called her Big Mama. That's who the boss was. That's who we paid. That's who we brought our stuff to.
They was probably running internet scams.
But were you able to talk to your mom?
No, I couldn't talk to nobody.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he couldn't talk to anybody. That's what I'm
like, I make calls every once in a while. And they be like, you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
I guess
why 3 prostitutes wait behind me to use the phone? Shit, man. I don't know what I was thinking.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Glad I'm here today, yeah.
All right.
Prostitutes.
Okay.
Yeah, that went there. I don't know. But yeah, I've met people off the apps.
Okay. Yeah, back to the apps.
I've seen them again over time.
Okay.
That's why I buy art. It's because of one of the women I met from Soul Swipe.
Mm.
She's a editor. She's actually, breathtaking too. Like, she actually was finer in person, and she invited me to go to the art. That was our first date, and that's when I started getting into buying art because of her. She was really dope.
Yeah. That's the one thing that I think is like an upside to dating apps is that you may come across people that you wouldn't necessarily ordinarily cross in person just because of like the things that you do or the places you go.
Right.
And so you meet people that can like show you stuff like outside of your own world. Right. And I do think that there's an upside to that. So that's cool.
I've met some really dope women on Bumble too. Bumble, it's interesting too. Some people complain about it, but I'm like, nah. You just get really specific at one point. Like, all right, this is what I'm looking for. But I've met some really dope women, like, and had some fun times. And yeah, the apps is what. Like, look, Instagram is like a dating app too. Basically,
yeah.
Have I slid in some DMs? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just taken shots just to see if they respond.
Yeah.
Like,
I think somebody did that to me recently, and I didn't realize that that's what they were doing.
Who was it? I'm joking. So when someone likes all of your pictures, right, that means they trying to shoot their shot. Is this true?
Well, no, it also could mean they are insane stalker. Like, cause I get that from fans. Like, some people that just like, so that don't mean that. It used to mean that at first.
Yeah.
But if you give me hard eyes on one of my story pictures, I'm like, you into me.
Yeah.
Well, but then if they give it to seeing you and your kids, it's like weird. I don't know.
Yeah, nah,
If I give you some hard eyes at that time,
yeah.
Shibbity dub. Like, that's the thing now, too. I was talking to somebody. Do you think it's disrespectful? Once you're in a relationship, should you stop giving hard eyes? Even if it's just your friends?
It depends on the friend. Like, I don't think, like, but also, like, I don't get too deep into, like, the social media, like, banter of things. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just not that deep to me. But I do think it kind of depends on the friend. Like, if it's a friend that maybe kind of has a thing for you. Like, if you did that to Tiffany, right? Like, whatever. But, like, if it's somebody else where it's like, okay, maybe this person thought they had a chance, or maybe you kind of, like, flirted with each other or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, then that's different.
I find myself liking pictures and unliking them at the same time.
Huh?
Well, I'll be like, I don't like this.
Yeah, I do that too. I'm
because I don't want to get in trouble. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh, damn, she got breast out. Nah, I can't like this. I like it, but I can't like it. I don't mean like it. You know what I mean?
No.
I mean, like the picture.
I mean, you're a person, and that's like my thing where I think like it gets weird when people are like, oh, what you doing liking her picture? But it's like, I can't appreciate the picture.
So you say that now, but if your guy was liking some naked pictures on the
I don't
ground,
think April.
Yeah, I don't.
You wouldn't care?
No, I don't think
care
April's
about
a stiff like that.
Okay.
April's a pretty progressive, open
I probably like
person.
it too.
Right.
Okay.
So,
Shoot the
like,
doubles, right, Rick?
Yeah, but
Which is weird that you run it to like. I'm actually surprised at how many very like the guys you run into like because you're really open, and I don't get like how it's just not. Is it just men ain't open?
I think it's just not my time. I think it's just not my time. I think the universe wants me to focus on some other things.
That's real. That's real,
Yeah,
though. For
like,
real.
I'm really chalking it up to that. Because even like last night, I got on the phone with somebody that I met on Hinge, and I'm like, ooh, I like his profile. I love me a chocolate dude. He's tall. His profile said he was 5'11". So that's tall enough.
You ain't seen him yet, though, right?
But I hadn't seen him. He had some real cute videos, and he was a professor. He told me he was a professor, and or that's what was on his page. Yeah, like he was just like at home, like talking. And so, like, he was like, he's like, we can get off the app, like, if you want, like, here's my number. And I was like, okay. So I called him, and then it just ended up being not what I expected. Because, like, on his page, it says, like, open to kids. I found out he has a son. He also, his page said that he lived somewhere in LA County. I'm not going to say where, but, like, it's, like, an hour from me. But I'm like, maybe he don't actually live all the way out there. Or, like, I don't know, like, I like the rest of what I see enough. Like, this fool lives in Bakersfield, which is like 2 hours away. And then, like, he told me some story about, like, his age. He couldn't update his age on his profile. So his profile said 38. Really, he 42.
Damn.
And, like, there wasn't even really,
That
like...
nigga lying, man.
Yeah.
First of all,
like,
they upgrade your shit every year when your birthday comes.
He said something
Started
about
at
it being
34.
connected to Facebook, and Facebook was wrong, and then he could... I don't know. It was just, like, some mess. But I'm just like... to me, it just sounds like you're an older... And he told me he had been in a relationship for like 5 years right before the pandemic started. So to me, it just sounds like you're an older guy who probably thought this relationship was going to pan out. And now you probably still want to... Because you say you're open to kids. You probably still want to have more kids. So you're looking for younger. And you're saying that you're younger so that women my age or younger are like, oh, okay, well, he's in his 30s.
This is a good question. What is your age thing? What do you put for your age to me? Because I'm like, okay, yeah.
Well, I'm 32, and so mine, I think right now says 32 to 42, which the age thing wasn't really like, I would date somebody that was 42, but not somebody that's lying about being 42.
Would you date somebody older than 40? Well, maybe so.
The oldest I've ever dated was somebody that was like 16 years older. But y'all know.
Huh?
Oh!
Whoa,
Okay, we definitely gotta bleep that name out. But I mean, he got kids my age. I'm like, but sir.
Sure did. He
no.
did say he had 29-year-old son. He used to hoop, though. He played it up.
Hey, we saying too much now. Don't be putting my business
I
out
forgot
there.
we on camera.
Oh my Lord, Jesus.
But that's the way we're keeping it real. We feel like we just sitting here chilling.
I mean, that's real tough.
I mean,
Yeah. So, but yeah, I would date like 10 years older. I'm like more in that comfort zone.
Wait,
like,
you just move the age to go exactly what? Okay, never mind.
No.
You said
What-
19. You just said
What?
19 years older, right?
She said 16 years.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow,
But like that was like at the time I was like 25. I had I don't know, I was like in a different headspace. And I also when I met him I didn't know he was that old. Like I thought he was maybe like 35.
And where were you?
I was living in Atlanta at the time.
Okay.
And then
Is Atlanta, the dating scene worse in Atlanta than it is LA or LA?
Well, when I moved to Atlanta, I moved there in a relationship. So I didn't really date when I first got there. It was more kind of like when I was leaving, and then when I was leaving, I had fun. Like
But
I
even
mean,
with
that was
the
somebody.
apps, is the apps, do you meet better people in Atlanta on the apps or LA?
Oh, you know what? While we were there this year, I did get on the apps, but I didn't really meet people. Like there were people that looked nice, but I also think part of me too was like, I'm not gonna be here, so I don't want to like connect with somebody like that and like they be cross country. But I will say that the quality and aesthetically of like what I was looking for, it was definitely.
So
Definitely.
you don't want to date long distance? That's not your preference?
Yeah, nah, I did that before. Matter of fact, when I lived in Atlanta, the guy that I dated, he's from California.
Oh, wow.
So like he was out here like the first year that I was in Atlanta, and then he ended up, he's a doctor. He got matched in Atlanta, so he was doing his residency in Atlanta.
Y'all still talk?
No, he lives out here now. Well, not in like LA, but he lives in Southern California, and so like we've seen each other, but yeah, nah.
That's sad.
You said that's sad?
Yeah, it just sounded so sad.
It is.
Especially because you eventually came out here.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because he eventually came to Atlanta, and then I ended up like, it's kind of like weird because we've talked about this, is that the things that we both wanted when we were dating, we both kind of had, like, he really wanted to be a doctor. I really wanted to work in entertainment. And so, like, it's like, okay, the only thing that's kind of missing is this person now at this stage. And he was still kind of like, some of the, like, emotional intelligence that he was lacking, it just still hadn't developed. And then when we tried to talk about it, it was like he didn't really.
So has he found anybody yet, or you don't know?
I'm going to say no, considering his sister's page popped up in my For You page, or not my For You page, but like whatever, suggested, like on Instagram or whatever. And like him and his sister were in matching onesies during the quarantine. Like they were like, oh, we're living together, to quarantine, because she's also a doctor.
Okay.
So I guess they were together to like be like the doctor house that's around infected people. But yeah, something tells me that both them folks are single. Okay. His sister was like an issue. His family in general, because like they were so tight. Have you ever dealt with? Because you have a big family, Rel. How is that? Because
I know. It was another female I was talking to, and I had to tell her this. I'm like, I appreciate how tight y'all are, but y'all too tight.
Yeah.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
And like even Danelle, she's really tight with her family, but it's not. Some shits be like uncomfortable in a way. It was like, do y'all ever like give each other space?
Right.
It's just, and then I don't know. It's very interesting. It's a big difference because once again, Danella's tight with her daughters, her mom, her dad, her sister, and so that's perfect. But it's like it's a beautiful space to it, so it don't feel like the women I've dated before, where I was like literally like, this is fucking weird.
Well, they got to call their mama, their daddy about every situation, or
yeah.
That was like one of the arguments we had was like we hadn't seen each other in 2 years, and like we're meeting up to go to brunch. And this is when we were filming Uncle Drew. So we were in Atlanta. This is when he was still in residency. And I'm walking up to the table, and he's on a conference call with his mom, his dad, and his sister, helping her through a job application.
Why is he supposed to be meeting with you?
Yeah, coaching her through a job application. Like, she asked, well, what should I say? How should I say? I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
With everybody else on the phone, too.
Yeah, they all on the phone. I was like, if I was like...
What?
Yeah, if I was somebody that you really want, like if I was like a president or I don't know,
before we
Beyonce,
eat, let me tell my family good night. Hello, everybody.
Yeah,
good night, y'all.
You would have been prepared and ready. You haven't seen me in 2 years, and this is how you gonna greet me.
They must be zooming their ass off.
Right. What you doing?
It's wild. I'm like, you leave no room for people, so I don't understand how that works. So that's like, I don't know. There's certain things like when I see on people's like pages that I'm like, ugh, If I sense any of that, matter of fact, this dude that I met not too long ago, he told me that he lived with his sister, and I was like,
you met him on the app?
No, this is somebody I actually met in person.
Okay.
But like that's the thing. Like if I feel like it's not gonna be room or space, like I'm not competing with your sister. I'm not doing that. I'm not competing with your mom. I'm not competing with your dog. You know what? I had a lot of traumas from that relationship because that's another thing. He had a dog. I felt like I was always in competition with the dog.
Damn. Wow, the competition with the dog.
Because we would be like on the couch chilling. And then the dog would try and stick his face like in between us. And then he started rubbing on the dog. I'm like, y'all live together.
And now you're going to rub on you with that same hand.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like he over here.
I don't think people think about
this.
That. That's funny.
I'm like, nah, like, get him out of here. And I don't even like animals like that. So, but stuff like that, I don't like that.
Do you want to have kids and get married?
That's a complicated question because I feel like, you know how like people like, I don't want to have kids, but I want to have your kids. Like that's me. Like if I meet somebody and I feel like I would have your kids, but like I don't have the urge to have a kid. Just like I want a partner, and then we have a family. You know what I mean? So yeah.
But do you want to get married?
Yeah, I would get married.
A lot of people don't want to get married no more. Like that's like, I think even we had Tiffany on here.
She said she want to do a contract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get married again.
Well, we heard.
Yeah, which I mean, but getting married is a contract technically. I think it's about all about how you approach it. I know that whatever marriage I'm in, though, I don't want it to be like the traditional kind of thing.
So real, what does marriage do for you? But you've been through a divorce. Now you want to do it again. What makes you want to do it again? Just because it's the right person, or
Right person, and you just you want to give I just want to give my kids an example of a loving. I mean, but you can do that without marriage, but I still like some old school stuff.
Yeah.
And marriage is one of the things I still like. You know what I mean? I want to have a destination wedding. Like even just proposing this next time I do it. Like everything's just gonna be different.
so y'all must have had this talk. So what if she was against getting married?
She ain't though.
Okay, well that's all that matters. That's all that matters. But like that's
She agreed to the separate house shit. I thought was dope. Cause like people get married, they try to force everything together. I got a lot of shit. I would have to get a house built from the ground up for me and all the it's 7 kids. Shit.
Yeah.
So like, it was like, let's just keep our cribs. Like for real. And like
make it work.
it's easy to work. Like
See you in the morning.
also you give each other space too.
Yeah.
So the dating apps work or nah?
If you want to be all over the place, it's perfect.
Okay.
It's fucking perfect. I mean, LA's perfect. LA, if you don't want to be in a relationship, come to LA.
Oh yeah.
If you don't want to be in a relationship,
You don't want a relationship?
Come on, man. Come on,
LA.
join LA.
Yeah.
Actually, got
And have a good fucking time.
LA all the way down my sleeve. You know what I'm saying? Pull up.
Yeah. 'Cause
It's
that's
probably
what's
the
weird.
only city you could talk to at least 3 girls in the same clique.
Wait.
And they may never
now.
talk about it.
So you've been able to get away with that? Is what you're saying? Or has he failed at getting away with that?
No, Rel's gotten away with it.
Really?
Yeah. He's gotten away with it.
To this day, they still.
I'm not doing it now, man.
No. They still don't know. Not that you still don't know.
I don't know.
I think some of them know
I
and
think
don't
they
care.
do know. I think they just. I mean, I don't know, man. I think because some cats, man, they get like the drama of that shit. I didn't experience that out here.
But also, I feel like you're at a different place where people are going to allow certain things. Women are going to allow certain things that they wouldn't allow. Like my friend, well, Danny, you're married, but
like with a regular person.
Yeah.
It's almost like a competition. I believe what she's trying to say between the women.
Well, devil's advocate of that too. Nobody takes you serious if you want to be in a relationship.
Yeah, but it's like not even like competition. It's just like
I don't think it's competition
There's-
You
either.
don't think so?
LA specific, if we're going to talk about LA, I feel like most men in LA, or at least like within the industry, because most transplants are in the industry, right? That's who you're most likely going to be around. They fall under one of 3 categories. One, they get out here and they're looking for a certain type of aesthetic, that like racially ambiguous type of thing. And they come out here and they find it and they get exploited and now they're bitter. So they don't even want to deal with anybody, right? They just turn into like a playboy. Then on the other side of that, there's the same thing, but it's like it's different sides of the same coin. Either you're serious about your craft and you're trying to get on, but you don't really have like the money to date anybody because you're like a starving artist.
You're on that grind.
Right. Or you've reached a point where you have success, like my friend here, but you don't really have the time. And so you can't really get to know somebody on on a real level, or at least it's a challenge, if you're not committed to putting in that time because your time is so limited because you are out here on your grind. You know what I mean? Like, so I think whenever you find somebody that is out here that's doing what they love and they're being paid for it and paid well, you're like, oh, okay. They got their stuff together.
That's a lot.
So like, he messed with Sharita, but he's talking to me now. Like,
All right, y'all. Rap Radar is finally back and bigger than ever. Hey, man, speaking of the biggest, that DJ Khaled album just came out. Hey, Danny, what you think about Khaled's album? We don't have to do the whole album. Let's just go to the song everyone's talking about. God Did. We're talking about Ross, Wayne, and Jay. Danny, what you think?
I mean, that verse, people talk about it might be a top 10 Jay-Z feature verse of all time. I mean, it's 4 minutes of bars. I enjoyed it. Khaled always keeps the energy. I loved him on the interview too.
Nah, yeah, the interview was crazy. Hey, Hov did lose his top. I'm talking about what, about 17 minutes or something? I don't know, maybe. It was long. But he went with it and he went crazy. And for him to do it that long, this good, this long, it's amazing. But I gotta go on, man, with Lil Wayne. That's my favorite rapper, and he lost his top. He talked about everything that he does, man. He talked about his influence on the game, and I just want everybody to go back and listen to his verse about 4 or 5 times to just add up to the Jay-Z verse. But just keep listening to my man Tune, and shout out Ross. Hey, but like I said, man, Rap Radar is finally back. Bigger than ever. Hey, the famed journalists Elliot Wilson and Bryant Beat Out Miller are bringing you definitive conversations on music and culture with the biggest names in hip hop. Hey, now with this new home, Interval presents for the first time. Rap Radar is available on every single platform. So listen now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcast. That's right, Rap Radar back and bigger than ever. Let's get it.
It's interesting too, because like a lot of the times I did it not on purpose though. I didn't know. Like I'm such an idiot when you don't realize how small these circles are. And I'm the dude, I only date black women, so like I'll go to a brunch and be like, dang, y'all know each other? Or throw one of my parties and be like, huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oops.
Yeah.
Well, shibidi-double. It's real talk. But I mean, I don't know. But that's that Chicago too, though. Like, Chicago niggas, we shoot our shot.
Yeah.
And everybody know that. Like, when I've been thinking about the way, like, VIPs look in different cities. Like, when you at a club here, the guys are standing in their section. I don't even think they care about the girls that's in their section. They just bring them over there and make it look cool. Atlanta, kind of the same thing. Chicago, like, dudes may shoot you if you try to talk to one of the girls in their section. Or make eye contact with her.
Yeah.
Because it's like, no, we really own it, fam. But other places, I be like, they don't even be looking at them. That's why they all be scooting next to each other.
That's actually, I never made
It's fucking weird, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's real.
They don't even know each other in the sections out here.
Dude, LA got, like, and then, everybody likes the fucking, what I call them? The clones.
Oh, yeah, the clones.
I remember going to a party here, and I was just so like, it was sad to look at. All these really chocolate brothers like me, all of them were clones. All the different sections, the girls looked exactly, it looked, like when you watch Star Wars, you see the stormtroopers. That's what that shit looks like to me.
That's what
That's
you
what
saw.
I'm gonna start calling stormtroopers.
Can we please insert a little clip of the stormtroopers like walking through somewhere? So
we should do a stormtrooper clip and a clip of girls walking in the club that look like clones.
Not familiar with Star Wars.
Those are stormtroopers.
That's hilarious. But yeah.
That's exactly
No
what it
longer
is.
clones, they are stormtroopers.
Sometimes I see catch it, I'll be like, look at this shit.
Boy, catch, yeah, man.
Stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Here they come.
Do you know anybody that's been successful off an app though?
You know what's funny? One of my friends, and this don't have nothing to do with the app, with Black Planet, met his wife.
On Black Planet?
And this is when we used to have to buy the CD to get the hours. Yes.
And they're still married now?
They're still married to this day.
Hold on,
Shout out to my boy Larry Leonard.
You had to buy a CD to get the hours.
Yeah, so like to get internet hours, you used to have to get these.
Oh.
Yeah.
So they got to be 25 years in at this point.
Dude, they've been together since we graduated high school. They met literally on Black Planet.
That's 25 years ago.
And I was just shocked. We was all like, all right, nigga, she probably gonna look crazy. Whatever. Imagine how unbelievable that was then.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love that.
We was like sitting there typing and shit. Like, who the fuck is this, man? What are you doing, bro?
Maybe we should bring Black Planet. Black Planet tried to make a comeback.
Did they?
Yeah. Like a couple years ago, Solange was working with them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But he's a. But then let me think about anything since then. Cause Raya's next level.
Yeah.
I met on Raya.
You met on an app. Did y'all go out?
Nah, we supposed to though. And then we found out we both was friends.
That is so random.
That's actually on brand for I feel like.
Well, yeah, not that. Just
Yeah,
meet
well,
on an
yeah.
app.
Oh
on
yeah,
Raya.
because you don't use the app, so you're not on
No,
that one either.
Raya's on. That's like but that's it's like celebrities, artists, models.
Oh,
All that.
I
shit's
wonder
on
if
there.
we have to bleep out the name. Cause
Maybe so.
you
I
got
think
it.
so, because they don't like people knowing who's on the app. Because even if you screenshot, it'll be like, this is a gated community.
Yeah, we can bleep it out.
Okay.
You better not share this. Yeah, so yeah. But they're very you know who I see on there all the time?
I was
Matter
gonna
of
bleep that out too.
And
I gonna bleep
On
that
what
out.
app?
yeah.
All right, we cut
On
it. Cut.
which app?
on Raya.
You on Raya?
Yeah.
What the?
I ain't know April was on Raya.
I thought you had to be celebrities and models in April.
April.
Damn, you a hater,
No,
Wayne.
but he said models.
I didn't say you have to.
Because I was gonna say,
man.
man, you gotta be verified to be on it.
people that are, you have to get a recommendation from somebody.
Yeah,
so,
April's in the industry.
Yeah, so like,
What you just say? I don't know why I expected.
Man,
it.
you a fucking.
I'm like,
idiot.
I was gonna say, I was
Right?
like, what y'all saying? Verified people only?
Industry. That's what I said.
Yeah.
I was saying there's a lot of industry people.
Oh,
in there.
It's a lot of
sorry.
industry people on there, or like high level, like bankers, execs, that type of thing.
executives.
Okay.
Like you gotta have your shit together to be on there, basically.
So
You
that's
know.
the one that cost the price? That's the one you was talking about? You got to pay a certain amount?
No.
That was another one.
Although you do have to pay for that one. It's like, I don't even remember how much it is, but yeah, you do have to pay to use it.
No, so you
I've
really...
met some like. I've met some dope women on there too, actually.
Yeah, I had a really good date with somebody off of there.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, this author that I met, but he ended up being, I don't know, everybody weird.
As hell.
Yeah,
Raya had like.
but it was cool though. The first couple dates.
Sometimes I forget who I met out there because then I follow them right away on Instagram.
Mm.
Man, I don't know. Man, I was in these streets.
All right. So is that the end of this episode? Because I think at the end of the day, apps work if you want to be all over the place. But we do have some people who have, found love and are still married today. So there it is, man. If you want to be all over the place, get on those apps.
That's what you gonna say, Wayne?
That's
I don't know why I let you
that's
lead
not-
that shit.
End of
This
this
sounds so
episode.
Fuck you talking about?
pessimistic.
No. Find love the best way you can.
Yeah.
But if you're on an app or not on an app, it's all about being your damn self.
There you go.
Don't present to, people love to present the fake person who they really not. Like, be who you gonna be. You'll get whoever you want by doing that. And that's why I'm happy.
In closing, another episode of Keeping It Rel with Young Wayne.
Whoop.
In
April.
In April. Amazing.
Just add
Thanks,
April's
guys.
picture on there.
Thanks, guys.
Real, keeping it real.
That was a Headgum podcast.